For me, Dad was the best father-in-law anybody could ever want. He was respectful, and he almost never meddled in our marriage, except when we needed to, and he did a few times. He was pretty straightforward. He was a wonderful teacher, not just in matters of faith, but also in so many other areas. In his wheelchair, he would physically demonstrate and teach me some good stretching exercises for my quirky back. He instructed me when to decrease watering for my tomato harvest, like you. Naturally, Dad was also always giving me pointers on my tennis. He even informed me about how to maintain beehives and process the honey with a centrifuge. That was Dad. However, Dad also knew his limitations. As he got older, he told me that he was losing his effectiveness as a Sunday school teacher and someone else should take over. Dad was also a practical provider when it came to his daughter's welfare. Before we got married, I took him to one of his favorite restaurants, Emma Villa's Hickory Pit, and I wanted to tell him that I wanted to marry Shireen. I was expecting a really pretty stringent cross-examination of crucial theological issues, but he was extremely brief in making only one request, that I had good medical coverage insurance. I was in shock. However, Dad didn't specify whether it had to be an HMO or a PPO. Nor did he ask me about my dental or vision coverage. Dad, we've been choosing 80-20% deductible. I hope that's okay with you. Not long ago, I had one of my best visits with Dad. He was talking very clearly, peaceful and calm. I asked Dad if he would read the book on Churchill, and that got us going on the topic of war. And then we talked about General MacArthur and General Patton, and he started to talk about his brigade. And I'd always been afraid to ask him about his experiences there, since he was pretty private about it. But I hoped the time was right. I asked, what were the battles like? He said, you could not see the enemy, only shadows. I asked him if there was explosions. He replied yes, and he thought they were mainly from mortar fire, not grenades or jet bombers. I asked him if he accompanied tanks, and he chuckled. He said yes, they all got destroyed because the tanks were made by the Ford Motor Company. Dad inspired me to read great Christian literature. He exposed me to some fantastic writers like Oswald Chambers and Alan Redpath. When he discovered a powerful book, he would buy many copies, so he would give them away to many of you and to encourage. In terms of the Bible, he taught me how to appreciate Nehemiah and King David during their times of struggle as well as their times of victory. My favorite conversation topics with Dad included history, biographies, tennis, general science, philosophy, ministry, and of course our faith. And even just a few weeks ago, we were discovering topics like lordship, salvation, discipleship, church revival, and an 18th century theologian, Jonathan Edwards. Recently, Dad and I were playing a guessing game on what kind of building was going up across the street because the construction was really proceeding slowly, and you cannot tell for many months. He loved to tell me what he was learning and wanted to start a reading study Bible with a book he was going through with Chuck Colson. I also thoroughly enjoyed our times when he would just read to me a page or two out of the books he was working on. Dad's legacy to me was his complete commitment to his local church, not merely attending church. Dad was always encouraging me to be deeply connected to a group of people who followed Christ. Dad, thank you. And when I cross that river, we're going to play some tennis, we're going to get some prime rib and oxtail stew. None of that turkey and salmon.